I'm standing in my soon-to-be former kitchen. The plates, cups, pots, and pans are all gone. The photos and postcards on the fridge, they're all gone. The counters are clear, except for a few last cleaning supplies. The early afternoon light is falling in through the window. I'm standing at the sink alone, holding a soapy sponge and carefully scrubbing two large, heavy dildos. You know, cocks, schlongs, dicks, sex toys, dildos. And when I say huge, I mean massive. One is a sparkly blue schlong with a suction cup on one side, and the other is a double-headed wonder with purple and white silicone swirls running through it. I can see you're very amazed. They're works of art. But don't worry, guys. I haven't just used them. You see, I'm a respectably married person, and you know what that means. That means these fearsome sex toys have been lying in the bottom of the closet, covered in cat hair for centuries. I thought that would get a bigger laugh. You see, like all of my intellectual books, form-fitting clothes, and expensive sports gear, these sad cocks have just been following me around from New York to Bangkok to Singapore as relics of my could-have-been selves. I never became a literary theorist, and I never became a BDSM daddy dominatrix. But I'm sure you can all understand that giving up the accoutrements of your former selves is very difficult to do sometimes. Until now. Now, Aaron and I are leaving after 10 years in Singapore. And we don't have a relocation budget. Erin is very wise and fiscally savvy. She has finally convinced me to get rid of a ton of old stuff. But because we don't like to see anything end up in a landfill, every day has been a relentless just barrage of carousel sales, trips to the recycling center, trips to the clothes swap, trips to the e-waste center. It's been really stressful. Oh, and Olio. Has anyone ever used Olio? So you know, it's an app, it's a community-based app for free shit. And people love free shit. People will come to your house to pick up a box of staples and a roll of electric tape and half a bottle of Mr. Muscle bathroom cleaner. There's this very earnest auntie named Agnes who's already been to my house twice this week and is planning to come back for these cleaning supplies. But as much as everyone loves free shit, I still don't feel good about putting used dildos on Olio. So I turned to the next best resource, the Queer Women's SG WhatsApp group. Some of the members are present here. Now, this WhatsApp group was started by my wife, Erin, 5 years ago with 12 people. And since then, it has swelled to 300 queer people from all walks of life, expats and locals. It's a real oasis of queer joy in a city that doesn't always have a lot of it. So naturally, I owe this beautiful community my dirty old sex toys. I wrote a thoughtful, civic-minded message to the group. Dear everyone, we are sanitizing some top-quality dildos this weekend. Those looking for their starter toys, please PM me, all free, of course. I send the message, and then I fling my phone across the apartment because I'm so embarrassed. But I am vindicated. The day is saved. I received several private messages from young queers inquiring about my wares. So I have to turn people away. There's too many. I make pickup plans for 2 dildos for 2 separate people at 2 p.m. the following day. Which brings me to this moment in the kitchen. According to an article in the New York Times, sanitizing dildos is a 3-step process. Step 1, surface cleaning with soapy sponge, which I have already done. Step 2 is a 3-minute plunging in boiling water. Step 3 is a 10-minute bleach bath. I'm glad I've held on to these cleaning supplies. The other thing I've held on to, even though all the pots and pans have gone, I've really fought with my wife for this, is a massive, old-school World War II style Hawkins pressure cooker that every respectable Indian housewife should have. And I am nothing, as you know, if not a respectable Indian housewife. So this massive pressure cooker, unfortunately, is not that massive. Its cavernous mouth simply cannot contain 2 giant dildos. So I have to do this one by one. So I start with the double-headed dildo. I put it larger end in first, while the other end just sort of flies around. I count the 3 minutes, and I don't have any tongs or anything, so I take 2 wooden takeaway chopsticks, and with great concentration and with great danger to myself, this is very hot water, I pick it up and flip it over and put the other end inside and start the timer. This is gonna take so much longer than I thought it would, but I persevere. After 3 minutes, I pick it up and put it on some kitchen towels on the counter because I don't really have anything else. I cover it with some more kitchen towels. I'm sure this is not the appropriate use for Scott's paper towels, but then I turn my attention to the blue schlong. It goes in and the timer starts. But before the timer is up, the intercom rings. It is not yet 2 p.m. Who the hell is that? So either I just leave it there or I take my chopsticks, I pick up this steaming hot dildo and run it across the apartment, toss it into bed, pull over the covers, run out, turn off the gas, and open the door. False alarm. It is one of the queer women. She's a little bit early to pick up her dildo, the double-headed one, which is ready to go. And right behind her, Erin comes in from the E-Way Center, and we have like a friendly, neighborly chat. So she packs the dildo and leaves, and we congratulate ourselves for being such great queer big sisters. I return to my task, turn the gas on, add the bleach, put the schlong back in. Minutes go by, it's bobbing peacefully. I'm tapping it gently with and the other girl should be here any minute now. And right on cue, my phone vibrates. But guess what? It's not her. Hi, it's Agnes. Your guard let me in. Coming up now. You guys, I forgot. Agnes, the auntie hoarder from Olio, is also coming at 2 p.m. for the cleaning supplies, which are currently next to the pressure cooker in which a blue schlong is gently bobbing. And there's no time. There's no time to do anything. There's a knock on the door. I open the door. There's Auntie Agnes the hoarder, here for the cleaning supplies. And right behind her are 2 very introverted young queer women here for the blue schlong, and they're all standing in my empty apartment. Thank you for your sympathy. Guys, I moved to Singapore on the cusp of 30, and I'm leaving now on the cusp of 40. I have been many sad, lonely, burdened selves in all the years until I met Erin, my wife, who's wonderful and wise, fiscally savvy, as I mentioned, and infinitely patient with all of this baggage that I've been carrying around for years. If there was anyone I could plan a life after Singapore with, I just couldn't have picked a better partner. So this is what my amazing partner and I do next. We telepathically communicate our plan to save Auntie Agnes from the horror of discovering the dildo, and the two young queers, the mortification of being there when it happens. Hey, Agnes, I say, I found a few more things that you might be interested in. Agnes, being a hoarder, willingly follows me past the kitchen and into the living room, where I invite her to examine a little pile of used candles and tea lights. And while she's doing that, Erin wordlessly takes the young queers into the kitchen. Agnes unfurls her IKEA bag and fills it up with my used candles. And finally, the time comes to take her into the kitchen. We get into the kitchen, and thankfully, there is no dildo. The queers are gone. She takes the cleaning supplies and says, "Pressure cooker, this one giveaway." I tell her I'll think about it. She can always come back. Finally, she leaves. All the baggage is gone. And it's just me and my beautiful bride, and we're unburdened of a few old selves, and with many future selves still to come. Thank you.